We couldn't get Dee Dee in the room, so we're gonna try this again, and hopefully this works. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. Okay, so we're gonna wait for Dee Dee and Car to get here. So yeah, we gotta talk about The Other Way, which aired last night. I watched it last night, but just late, and I have a lot of information and opinions that I want to judge people on. There was so much judgment coming from me last night, so I just need to, because as I was watching it, all I could think of was like, I need to talk to everybody about what I'm watching because it's outstandingly crazy. Hey, TJ, Raquel is back. Hey.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Hi.
Oh my God, you're here. Oh my God. I was thinking that you weren't going to be able to try. I was like, we're going to have to drive all the way to Georgia to get Dee Dee on because I don't know what's going on.
You might have drove, but I'm flying.
No, you know me. I would have got on Spirit.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I won't drive. Like, I don't fly Spirit, but desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Absolutely. It is what it is. Okay, so
special.
We called 911 so we can get the helicopter ride to Georgia.
I'll fake a heart attack. Is that what you guys need me to do? I'll be like, oh my God, I have horrible pain. I need to go to the hospital only in Georgia. My insurance only works in Georgia. Yes. I'll do it. If it'll get us a free ride, I'll do it. Repercussions later, right? Absolutely. So this episode, I watched this episode and it really pissed, like I had so many angry moments during this episode. I don't even know where I really want to start because so many things that happened in this episode was really irritating to me. So
we lost Dee Dee.
Is Dee Dee gone?
We lost her.
Okay. Hey, Dee Dee, what's happening? Dee Dee, where are you? Hey, Gabe, how are you?
Hi, Gabe.
Oh, Jaden's here too.
Hi, Riley.
I did not go to high school in San Diego. Actually, I went to school in Louisiana and Ohio. Not me, but I have been told that I have a twin or two, like a doppelganger. People have told me that. Okay, I just accepted Dee Dee. Dee Dee, please accept.
There you go.
What is going on, Dee Dee?
I don't know. I guess Instagram don't want me to be on here tonight.
They don't want us to get judgy tonight, but we're getting judgy tonight. We're judging people tonight. They can try to stop us, but we're going to do it anyway. We about to talk about people. Okay. Hey.
Boy, we got a lot of people.
I know. Everybody, I think this episode really, hey, TJ, this episode really pissed people off. I know, Gabe, you look great, by the way. Everybody, doesn't Gabe look?
Yeah, absolutely. Gabe, you look amazing.
All right, so last night, I'm going to start off with this awkward hip thrusting dance. Okay, so Sarper said that he was an exotic dancer for 7 years. So in my opinion, I assumed that he had rhythm. So I was watching this dance and I was like, how come it doesn't seem like he can dance? I was like, I feel like in order to be an exotic dancer, you have to be able to dance. I don't know, maybe the Magic Mike movies put different thoughts in people's minds. But did you guys feel like he did like this 2-minute dance and then afterward, he was so out of breath that I was like worried and I was like, should we like hook him up to oxygen? Because I feel like he might not be okay, right? I was like, I feel like he might not be okay and I'm worried. When he was trying to talk, he was so out of breath. I was like, I want somebody to check his blood pressure because I'm genuinely worried that he might be having a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. So,
okay, so from a female point of view, what did you ladies think of the dance?
I thought it was pathetic.
Really? Not sexy at all?
If I could have been there, I would have punched him in the face. Like that is just wrong. That was not no dancing. I don't know what he called that.
So if you were at a club and he was dancing, you would not have made it rain. You wouldn't have gave him any money.
I would have got up and walked.
Heck no.
Oh my God.
Yeah, me. I would have got up and walked out.
I don't even think Mondo would have enjoyed that.
Oh, wow. Are you serious? Wow. It was really bad. I mean, I thought it was bad, but I also, don't think Justin Bieber's music is good because I'm not a woman or a female. So I have to always get the female opinion because sometimes I'm like, I look at things and I'm like, the hell is that about? But you have to be a woman to get it sometimes, So I'm like, I don't get it, but I'm not.
No.
Right?
It was awful.
I mean, I would have laughed in his face before I walked off, but I would have laughed in his face, punched him in the face, and then walked off is what I really would have done.
what do you think about being woken up early in the morning to a striptease? Isn't that like a nighttime activity? Because the first time I was thinking was, after breakfast, does a woman really want somebody hip crotch thrusting in their face right at 8?
A little bit. No.
I mean, did she even have her coffee yet? And he's like, crotch in her face. Like, is this really what a woman dreams of, waking up in the morning to a half-ass lazy striptease that
But he also says, with all the other women, I've never had an erection, but I do, as you can feel. Okay, bullshit. You claim you slept with 90% of the brides. Yeah. So
who he also danced for.
Yeah.
Who he also danced for.
Exactly. If he had an erection, he must have a freaking Vienna sausage, because when he stood up, I didn't see nothing.
Absolutely.
This conversation has taken.
Yes. Yes. I was like, yeah, that's what they didn't even have to use a blur.
Yeah,
not even a little
true.
Blur.
Whenever Angela's on the screen, they're gonna blur, but they didn't have to use nothing for him. So that's a good point, because every now and then somebody will do or actually Jasmine's outfits, every now and then they gotta blur some stuff because it just don't cover everything. Yep. But you're right, nothing took place in this striptease that TLC felt was inappropriate for anyone to look at. So that says a lot. So I want to talk about personal training, because Sarper's a personal trainer, and apparently 90% of his clientele are women. So I want to get a female perspective. If you were in a relationship with a man who's a personal trainer, which I don't believe he is because he was out of breath after a couple minutes, but that's beside the point. If he was a personal trainer, would you have a problem with him training female clients? And I want to point out, Shekinah's kind of ignorant when it comes to culture, because I've been overseas to different countries, and it's not that he was kissing them because they're women. That's the way that they greet each other, because I've been to countries where men were kissing me and I was really confused. Yeah. Like, they kiss you on both cheeks and you're supposed to do it back. And I was like, whoa, what are we doing right now? Like, we're kissing now. Yeah. And it's a cultural thing. And I feel like she's like, oh, well, you can't be kissing them. And I'm like, that's literally the part of their culture. They do that to guys too. That's part of the greeting. Yeah. But also, what do you feel about her saying that he shouldn't be training women? Do you disagree or agree?
I mean, if he loves her, supposedly, like he does, if you will, then she shouldn't have anything to worry about. But, I mean, let's be real. She is 4 pounds overweight, so.
Yeah, and for them 4 little pounds that she's overweight, he's going to go try to bang somebody else.
Well, that would make 2,502, right? 2,502. But he's like, he's only got eyes for her. Do you believe him when he says he only has eyes for her? Like, but okay, I don't want to ask that. What do you feel is having a job where you train or work with, because this is going into Angela territory, because it's like she's saying, well, you can't do a job where women are involved. We're getting into Angela territory, right? Like, women exist. They work places, they go places, they go to the grocery store, they go to the gym. We can't just X women out of someone's life. You know, like, it's just not possible. Half of the population, if not like 1% more, are women. So is she kind of out of her mind saying that he should stop his job altogether because women are involved?
Well, when she stepped in as he's greeting his client, and she steps in and says, we need to talk. Like, bitch, shut up. Shut up. I would have popped her lips right then and there.
And it was a territorial move, because she said, she was like, sweetheart, we need to talk. Like, she was going to piss on him, right? Like, I felt like that's what was going on. She went over there. She's like, because when he introduced them, he said, this is Shekinah, and this is, I think her name was LG or IG, something like, and he didn't say who she was. So she went back over there territorially. So in case the girl didn't know, she was like, sweetheart or honey, we need to talk. So that was the only reason why. She didn't want to talk to him. She just wanted to make sure that girl knew that belonged to her. Yep. Which, first of all, why did she go to work with him? Like, I feel like she was just asking for.
She's a freaking child.
Yeah.
It's funny because she has one of those.
Yeah.
It's funny because she has one of those, but like, going to work with him to start shit with him, right? This is so immature. Like,
just like her opening line. Her opening line, he still hasn't made a social media post about me. Big deal. Get over it.
Yeah, like, seriously.
She needs.
No, we already know that the man hasn't been faithful. I mean, he said that he's been with over 2,500 women. I'm sorry, but it's very hard for me to believe that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So if you're okay with being with him after he's been with 2,500 women, but you're not okay with him having female
Thank you.
clients.
Thank you. Say it louder. Say it louder. Thank you. She's okay being 2,501.
Yep.
But she's not okay with him training a client in a public gym. Because what exactly does she think is going to happen in a public gym where there's cameras, there's other people, there's employees? He would what do you think is going to happen? If you think that he's going to cheat on you, it would happen outside of work. Well, it would just happen in general, right? It would just happen in general.
It's just like she threw a fit about the headboard. And how many women have been in that bed? So she's going to sleep on the couch. You think that he hasn't been with 1,100 of those 2,500 women on that freaking couch?
And on the kitchen counter? Like he put her up on the kitchen counter? I mean, hello?
I wouldn't eat anything in that whole apartment because you don't know what's been touched or tainted. Because you're right, when I saw them go to the kitchen counter and then on the counter, I was like, every ounce, like if you go in there with one of those black lights, I don't even want to know, right? Like I wouldn't even walk in. Like if I was there, I would just stand outside the door. I wouldn't even go in because he doesn't clean anything, right? Because based on the headboard, he doesn't clean anything. So you know that whatever is splattered anywhere is just splattered anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just there. Like I was just so disgusted by the whole thing. But she doesn't work over there. He's the only one working. And she's like, you shouldn't do this job because it involves women. And I'm baffled because it's going into Angela territory because, Michael doesn't have a job because working involved the opposite sex at some point. It didn't have to, but at some point he would come in contact with a woman and Angela was like, well, you can't be coming in contact with women. I'm the only woman for you. Yeah. So he now doesn't work and hasn't in years. So, and I'm like, is this what she wants for Sarper? Is Sarper supposed to just not work? Because
everything about this couple gives me the heebie-jeebies. Every single thing about it. They're just, I don't find either one of them attractive. I don't find either one of them friendly. I don't find either one of them with a personality. They're like, it's like watching two wet rags whine at each other and not be able to breathe. It's awful. It's just awful.
You know what I think? They look like two people. You know how you use an Instagram filter and it makes you look perfect? Yeah. They look like people who are using a filter in real life. Like they kind of look animated.
Yeah.
Like cartoon characters.
Especially Sarper. I mean, Sarper looks like
I know,
like a piece of plastic or something. I don't know, like an
animatronic, right?
Yeah.
Like an animatronic. Like if you go to a haunted house or like a theme park, like Disney has these fake machines and they move. That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't want to like offend anyone, but like I was really terrified of Prince. Like pictures of him scared me because he had like a weird persona. I get that vibe from Sarper. Like I don't know if I would want to be around him because I'd be scared. I kind of felt like that about Michael Jackson too. Like he was scary to me, so I don't know if I wanted to meet him. But but he gives me that weird like plastic weird haunted house actor vibe. Like I'm scared of him. I don't know. Like he just looks like he's walking around with like a filter on in real life, and like he just looks strange.
Yeah.
And oh, can I just bring up, Shekinah put on her story a few days ago that she's never had any surgery other than her boobs or breast augmentation.
Bullshit.
So I know, right? But I was like, maybe, because she also owns an aesthetic, I can't talk, a Botox company, Botox. So I was like, maybe she doesn't consider Botox surgery because she does this she's a licensed injection person. She does Botox as a business. She has an Instagram and everything. I'll send it to you guys. I don't know if I told you, but I found it the other day. So, and it has like 70,000 followers. She's like a legit person with like people. But I'm trying to figure out.
No way in hell. No way.
Do you think that she's had something done on her face, right? Because I feel like her face is shaped differently from when she was on Millionaire Matchmaker to now. She almost looks like younger than she did 15 years ago. Right. That can't be real, right?
No.
If you look at the picture from Bachelor, because she was on Bachelor, and then you look at what she looks like now, she has had multiple surgeries on her face.
Well, she said on her story, one surgery.
I don't care what she said. I don't care what she said. She lying.
Okay,
She
so
is lying.
Jaden Flex says Sarper's personality reminds me of Andre. Libby and Andre. Do you guys feel like that? Do you feel like he's really controlling and an a-hole?
I mean, I feel like Andre's a complete asshole. I don't feel like.
Don't get me started on Andre, because that's a whole other podcast.
I don't feel
Do you
like
think
Sarper has the personality to be an asshole. I don't think he has a personality. He's like a fake human being. All of him is fake. Everything about him is fake.
You can tell that both of them has had multiple surgeries. I don't care what they say. They've had multiple surgeries.
Oh, it's happened. It's happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like with him living in Turkey, because in Turkey, and we know that Shekinah has spent time in Turkey, and we learned from Darcy and Stacy what Americans do in Turkey. They get cheap surgeries, right? And the standard for surgeries is a lot lower. Like in America, they actually do have doctors who are like, I'm not going to make your breast any bigger. They're too big. But in like other countries, like in Mexico and in Turkey, if you have the money, they will just do whatever you ask.
Yeah.
So why else was she spending a lot of time in Turkey? Hey, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
Jaden Flex.
Yeah.
Jaden says he's the guy on the plane. He's not real. Remember we were just talking about that, Didi? Remember the guy on the plane who was a shapeshifter? What if the person they saw on the plane was Sarper?
Probably.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
Right? I know. I loved it. That's so interesting. We're going to be discussing that on the Pop Culture Podcast tomorrow, so you guys make sure you tune into that. But that is exactly what we were talking about. Like, I wanted to see a video or a picture of this person who wasn't real, and I kind of feel like I have. It's Sarper.
Yeah.
It was definitely Sarper.
Yep.
So Holly and Wayne got married, right? And Holly overslept her eyelash appointment, I believe. Or eyebrow. I think it was lash.
All them drugs she was taking.
And she said that she wasn't tired. Okay, so I want to chime in on her previous marriages. She said her first marriage, she didn't want to get the podcast tomorrow will be up at noon. It'll be on Spotify. She said that she didn't want to marry the first guy because she felt like he was wrong for her. And then the second guy she didn't want to marry because he was the wrong person and she was super, super drunk and her dad had to hold her up. And I was like, so the third marriage, she was like, this is my person. And I was like, this is your third marriage and you just admitted to the whole world that you were shit-faced drunk at your second one. I was like, and she kind of looked drunk or something else at this one. She shows up late. She has like a crazy breakdown. Like 1 minute she's fine. The next minute she's like freaking out. Her mom's like trying to figure out what's wrong. No one knows what's wrong with her. And I was like, this is more than a Bridezilla situation, right? I feel like Holly is missing some screws, right? Like, you're putting something together and you finish putting it together and there's like a bag of screws that you didn't use and you're like, I don't know, this might collapse because I'm pretty sure I should have used those screws. Those are the screws that Holly doesn't have, right? Like she's not all there. How do you feel about them getting married? Because first of all, nobody was there. Did you notice that? It was like her mom and then like his family and like two other people. So how do you guys feel about his marriage? Because I kind of forgot they were on the show. They're so boring half the time, and then they skipped them every other week. So when the wedding was happening, I was like, oh, shit, we're getting an actual wedding this season. I forgot all about it because I was so caught up on this Sarper and Shekinah thing. And when and Brandon and Mary, I was like, oh, shit, I forgot they were even on the show. So how do you guys feel? Are you happy they got married? Do you think they're both crazy? Like, where do you go on that?
They're both crazy. They're both on drugs. She made 2 comments that, I mean, all of her comments blow my mind, but she said, getting married feels pretty permanent. Do you freaking think?
But wait.
Number 1.
Says the girl who's been married 3 times.
Yes.
Doesn't that make it not permanent? Like if you've been married 3 times, and I'm not judging anyone who's been married more than once. First of all, I don't want to come across as like judgy on that. My dad is on his 4th marriage. My sister's.
I'm judgy. If you've been
married, you are? Okay, because
yeah.
I don't want anybody to feel bad if their relationship didn't work out because that's okay.
No,
like my dad's on his 4th marriage, my sister's on her 3rd, my brother's on his like 3rd. Like it's in my family. I don't, if you're not happy, I'm 100% with you. But like she said it like, oh, it's permanent. I was like, well,
me
not
too.
for you.
I'm totally with you if you're on your 3rd marriage, if you're on your 10th marriage. I don't give 2 shits. What I'm judgy about is that if I was getting married for my first time, 2nd time, 10th time, doesn't matter, and I'm so drunk at one, my father has to hold me up, I'm judgy. you shouldn't have
Can
got married.
we
Period.
question the
Exactly.
fact that her dad still let her do it, knowing she was shit-faced drunk?
Absolutely.
Because
So I'm
what
judging
if
her
my
judgment.
daughter was shit-faced drunk
He was
and she's getting, and I'm
probably
like,
get face drunk with her.
I mean, that's true. That's true too. Because I was like, I would feel like you're not in your right mind to make that decision, and I would, you know, I was like, I'm not gonna walk you down the aisle because I don't know if you're gonna remember doing this, and this is something serious, and I don't want you to do it. Because she's like, oh, my dad just held me up, and I was like, so your dad literally knew that you were out of your mind and still let you go and make this decision that could change your life forever. I was like, that's a weird flex, right? As a parent, like, the first thing I would say is, if you had to get this drunk to do it, you probably don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna be a part of it, right?
So I'm judging her and I'm judging her dad because what the hell? But then she said, she was in the bathroom. She said, I'm just not mentally ready for it. I don't think she's mentally ready for anything, but I think what she meant to say is, I'm not high enough. We gotta. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking to say. She was probably going to say, I need another line or something. Or I need some pills to pop.
100%. Hi, Scott and Sandra.
Hey guys. Oh, so Raquel says that the dad was just trying to give her away because she's enough, right? She's enough. Yeah. He was just like, if somebody wants to take her, I'm gonna hand her off, right? He's like, if you're interested, like, come on over here. We're gonna make this wedding happen, rain or shine, drunk or not, right? Yeah. We're gonna make this happen.
Valid point.
I mean, I just think getting drunk. Okay, so everybody who's married, did you need a buzz to get married? Because I've heard people say that they do need a drink. Did you need a drink?
There was no alcohol.
No way. Okay, Dee Dee, did you need to get drunk at all when you got married?
No.
So you really love the person then? Because I feel like if you need a buzz, it means that you have second thoughts. You feel like you might be making a mistake. Because, I mean, and also, what does she drink? Because I was raised Seventh-day Adventist, and I know Jehovah's Witness, they don't really drink. Like, they drink wine.
Cocaine. Liquid cocaine.
Because I was like,
a lot of pills popping.
Gotta drink some cocaine to wash those pills down.
Okay, so, TJ says that her husband had Fireball whiskey. I think maybe it's a guy thing, because a lot of times I hear the guy says he needs a drink.
Well,
because guys, you know, guys are big babies. They don't like to make big decisions.
I understand it to calm your nerves. I get it. I mean, if you need a drink to calm your nerves, knock yourself out. That's fine. But to be drunk at anybody's wedding, much less your own, that says a lot. Like, I don't know.
She was enough of something that she ripped a farmhouse door off the hinges. Those are very heavy. They're very heavy. And I was like, she's like, oh, I thought it opened out. And I was like, it's like a farmhouse door. Yeah. Why would it open out? Like, she was really messed up, right? Like, she didn't even know how to open that. I was like, how do you rip that off the hinges? And then they couldn't even get it back. I was like, no, if they do a security deposit at hotels, you're not getting that one back. Like, you literally.
Most definitely not.
Right? Like, you're not getting that one back. Oh, but I'm going to say the cake that Wayne picked out and the venue that Wayne picked out were both very nice. Yeah. I thought that they were classy and nice because we know Wayne isn't very good with money. So I was expecting like a public park, but no, he did a good job. You know who tried to do a public park? Florian. Remember Florian took Stacy to a public park and was like, let's get married on this pier. And she's like, hell no. But I kind of thought that's what Wayne would have did. But he didn't. He did a good job. I don't know how much of a good idea it is for them to get married. So I said on Twitter last night, I'm going to give it a year. What do you guys think?
How long?
Yeah, because she's been married before. She knows how to put up with shit she doesn't like. I'm going to give it like a year.
Does he know how to put up with her shit?
He's not having sex. He's going to want to have sex for like a year.
Yeah.
I don't even give it 6 months because the pill's going to run out. The drug's going to run out. Yeah, and then we still gotta find out on the next episode if he's what was that word they said something about now she can find out if he's a king in the bed or something.
Sex god.
Yeah,
sex god.
Yeah. What the hell?
I mean,
like, here we go with the sex talk again.
She said that he said that he was a sex god, and then I guess he was looking for validation. I'm gonna say usually when men have to self-proclaim something like that about themselves, it's probably not true. Because
Is it just me, or does it look like his teeth are in upside down?
upside down.
He's got.
Hold on. I'm
canines
gonna
on
look.
the
I'm gonna
bottom.
look it up online. It might
Oh
not
my
be just.
God.
Hold on.
No,
Let me
you did
look.
not say upside down.
He's got canines on the bottom.
Oh my
Like,
God. Why when I Googled Wayne 90 Day Fiance, teeth came up. I'm not making this up.
That's
I'm not.
hilarious. Now I have to look. That's hilarious.
Stop it. You are not off because that's legit what came up. Okay, you're not off.
I just don't understand it. It just looks like his teeth are in upside down.
See, now that I've looked this up, now I can't unsee it. They do.
Yeah.
They do. What the actual hell? Does he have dentures on upside down? Like,
don't
now what
know.
the actual hell? Now I'm
Possible.
confused.
Possible. Yeah.
I mean, Jaden, you don't have to not tell people that, but it's a big expectation because you never know how a woman has been pleased in the past. So, like, saying that you're the god of sex is a high expectation. So anything below God, like, she's gonna be like, well, wasn't that great?
Yeah.
I wouldn't start off with God. Maybe say like, what's underneath a god? Like, how does that go? How does those work? Like, what are those?
His teeth are upside down.
Well, I'm looking, and yeah, I see what you're saying. And apparently, people are googling it because I couldn't even finish typing his name, and it finished it for me. And it said, so this is definitely. But what do you think causes that? Do you think it's because different activities can cause your teeth to do different things?
It's all the drugs, and then he had fake ones put in, but they didn't match up. He bought the Snap-on veneers from Amazon.
Oh my gosh. He probably called Darcy and Stacy's doctor and got some veneers.
No,
Can you see this?
he got his on Wish, without a doubt. He ordered
This one says that he's a vampire.
Wish.
Nuh-uh.
This says he's a vampire. Okay, no, we're not doing this. This is mean. We're not gonna do this. Yeah, king, sex king, Jaden, you're right. You start with king before you go to God, and then maybe start with prince. Like don't set the bar too high.
Yeah.
Work your way up the levels. Because making her think she's gonna get the best thing she's ever had, and then you bring her home, like she's thinking Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, and then you bring her home a Steve Madden.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, this isn't what I wanted. This is what I want. Like, you made me think this is gonna be way better than it was. Now,
Yes.
like that's not gonna work. All right. So Kimberly got married, right? Wait, did she? I don't remember. Did
No.
she get married, or we watched her about to get married? I think.
Both of the families they met.
Yeah. Her parents were there, and it was time for the wedding, and they were going to get married. But I think we're going to see the actual wedding next week. I could care less because we already know what happened. It's kind of a waste of time at this point. But
Yeah.
How do you feel about Kimberly's family getting to India and confronting TJ's family as though they're the problem and it's not the bratty little demon child that they brought into this world? Their spawn is the problem, but they're like, how do you feel about, our daughter? And they're like, well, she's a bitch, basically. Like, you raised her. You should know the answer to that question. Like, we don't like her. She's evil. She's disrespectful. She don't know how to act, and you should have did better. Like, that's exactly what I wanted his parents to say.
Absolutely.
Right? I was like, his mom was being very polite, but even she said it. She was like, she needs to learn how to respect people.
Yep.
And if she can learn how to respect people, we're going to live in harmony. And I was like, you killed it. It's funny because her parents were like, oh, no, we agree. And I was like, so why'd you raise her like this? Like, why'd you raise her like this? Because if you agree that she should respect people and their cultures and respect their household, why is she acting like that?
Yep. Take a good look at yourself.
Right. Like, why are you?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, and Yash says that he's ready to move forward and squash the beef. And Kimberly's like, and Kimberly's like, I'm not ready. Kimberly's never ready to squash anything. She's always ready to fight. She's always ready to start problems. She's already ready to cause commotion. And I feel like her goal since she's gotten to India has been to disrupt these people's lives. Like everything that has been going on in their lives, she's figured out a way to disrupt it. She's figured out a way to cause issues, figured out a way to make things not work. And I'm just really...
She also literally said verbatim, I am ready and willing to put the drama behind me. Bitch, you are the drama. Like,
but she's not though, because when Yash said the same thing, she said in her confessional, she's like, I don't think he's really ready to move on, and I don't think that that's true. And I'm like, no, it is true, because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He just wants to move forward. You know deep down that you're not going to change.
Yep.
So you know the drama's not going to end, because you're going to keep starting problems with these people. That's literally what she does. Since she's gotten there, she hasn't done anything. She hasn't gone shopping to learn about their culture. She hasn't eaten anything from their culture. She didn't have any ounce of...
Because she can't have garlic.
Yeah. No garlic on it.
Wait, does everything they cook have garlic in it?
No, she wants the garlic.
Oh,
they can't have
they
it.
can't eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But I mean, she's had all this time to like help plan the wedding, do things, and all she does is sit around the house and cause problems with these people.
Yep.
That was my issue, because I was like, you're, like you said, you're the creator of the problems, and then you're yelling at everybody around you for the problems that you created.
Yep.
And it's just, I liked her parents.
I mean, she seemed kind of, in my opinion, seemed like she was almost proud of the apartment as she's showing it to her parents. Instead of saying, I came in and I was a dick about everything in here because I hate it, she's like, oh, look, and now we have doors and blah, 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 blah. She was all happy about it. Well, that is not if she could have even acted that way to TJ, it would have started off so differently, but she's such a bitch.
She started like from the time her feet hit the ground in India, she started hounding him.
Yep.
And she went in there, she's disrespected her family, his family, like caused nothing but drama. And then when her parents get there, she wants to act like she's the victim.
Yep.
Well,
100%.
The way that she tells stories always paints her as the innocent victim. I've noticed that. Like, when she tells people what's going on, she always leaves out what she did. She always tells people what people said or did to her. Just like when Yash and TJ were sitting with her, and after she told Yash, you know, don't call me stupid and don't ever speak to me that way, and all this stuff, then when he's sitting across from her with TJ there, she sits there and doesn't own up to any of the things that she did or said.
Yeah.
She's one of those people who starts problems, talks to you crazy, and then when things come out, will deny it. Like, oh, I didn't do that. They just don't like me, and they're just mean. And I hated that she won't own up to anything. But we learned that because she never will apologize for anything. Even when TJ tries to fix things and move forward, she's like, just admit that you hurt me, or just admit you were wrong. Just sometimes you don't have to go through all that. If you both admit, say, hey, we both talked or said some things we shouldn't have said. Let's move forward. I'm sorry. You don't have to like always go into details. Sometimes details make things worse. She always wants to make people like word for word verbatim say what they did wrong, right? Like that's her.
If you have to ask someone or to tell someone to admit they did something wrong to you, they're not sorry. They did it because they wanted to. You should never have to tell anybody or ask someone to say they're sorry for treating you a certain way or talking to you a certain way. If they did it and they didn't say they were sorry, well, guess what? They're not. They wanted to treat you that way. They wanted to talk to you that way.
But also, you guys know that she is a published author. She has several books out there. So she's good at telling stories. So she can make herself look however she wants if you don't physically see the action happening. She's a good storyteller. She's got books on Amazon. She has books in Barnes and Noble. I mean, she's a good storyteller. I'll give her that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that she wanted exposure on the show.
Yep.
Do you feel like she wanted to be the victim? Because, you know, the villain. The villains always get the most attention because, you know, Ed has been the villain, Angela, the biggest names, Soulja Boy, the biggest names in the shows, they all get the most attention, they get the most followers, and I think that might have been her goal. So she doesn't really care how we feel about her.
They get
exactly. I think that her goal was, I'm going to use this TV show as a way to launch myself into everyone's going to be talking about me. It doesn't have to be good. Yeah. You know, because we learned any press is good press. We learned that from people like Josh Cedar. You know, any press is good press. It doesn't have to be good. As long as people are talking about you, that's going to help you in the long run.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of why she ended up on the show. Because she has a lot going on, but she hasn't broken through. You know, like she has books, she's been in movies, she has like, what is she, a clairvoyant? She's all these things going on.
But
Well,
nobody knew who the hell she was before.
Exactly. And I feel like her goal was to nationally put herself out there.
Yep.
And in order to do that and make the most noise, she created a character.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. She might actually be this person, but I feel like no human being would behave like her, right? Not in their right.
Hello, have you not seen Ed?
Well, even Ed apologizes afterward. She doesn't apologize. Like, have you ever noticed that Ed will do horrible things to Liz and then he'd be like, I'm sorry, Liz.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna work on it. Kimberly don't apologize to nobody.
Right.
She does not care what she did, what she said, how she made you feel, how she made her family feel.
Well, after she's done went on her Instagram and she's done blast TLC and talked crap about them and then said a lot of stuff that was going on behind the cameras, I'm pretty sure she ain't gonna be in the TLC world anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I doubt that. All right, so we're gonna talk stores. So Brandon and Mary opened a store. This reminded me, I don't know, I don't want to go really old, but remember when Nicole and Azen said they were going to open a store and then Azen stole the money and just never opened the store? That was fun.
Yeah.
I miss those days. I miss those.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brandon and Mary opened this store. It's kind of like a general store. I don't know. No one uses that word. Basically like a CVS. Yeah, right. Okay, so, but the issue is it costed her friends. She borrowed the money, $1,100 to build the store, and she's in debt. And then she said that they make about $18 a month. Am I getting these numbers right? It was like $18 a month. And then they went to the store and they bought materials and they spent $8 and some change. And she said they could sell it for like $9 and some change, or something even less. It was like 50 or 60 cents profit.
Yep.
In that realm of mathematics, it would take them 100 or so years to pay off the store. And I'm thinking, these are the last two people on the planet who need to be owning anything or something that needs to turn a profit, because neither of them understand how to run a store. Because she looks at it as, oh, well, if he was to help me more, it would be more profitable. Do you believe that? Do you believe if there's two people in the store, it would make more money? If even, doesn't really matter. Because have you ever went to a Dollar Tree and there's like just one person working where there's like 50 customers? If there was two people working, there would still be 50 customers, right? Like, it doesn't change how many people actually go to the store and buy anything. And I think that they're the last two people in the world who should be entrusted with doing any type of investment, because they don't understand life. Right. They don't understand life itself. No. They don't understand.
They don't even understand how to wipe the butt. Like, seriously, they don't understand. They don't understand nothing. They taking everything as a joke, and now she's pregnant. So they're bringing an innocent child in the midst of all of this.
Wait.
So,
did you guys see she's pregnant again?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it today. Yeah, she's pregnant again. So what did we think about Brandon says that he likes to clear his head? So he wakes up around noon and he plays video games, and that's how he worries about being a good dad. I was like, yeah, that's the perfect way to be a good dad, by not doing anything to actually make any money to support the child that you're bringing in. Legitimately the best Okay, so somebody said that he should get a remote job. If he was to get a remote job there, how does that work? Because he's not allowed to work in that country.
I think that he could still work for a U.S. company, a U.S.-based company. I'm sure that he still has,
but she wouldn't let him. She wouldn't let him.
Even
because if a woman comes across the screen, or if he has to talk to a woman, I mean, she's not going to let him do anything.
Right, but you can have a remote job where you're just literally typing and not necessarily talking, customer service type things, and the money can actually go probably into his account that I'm assuming he has, some way has it where it transfers to cards that can be used there. I would assume that's something he could do, but I also assume that's not something he has the motivation for.
I have a question. Is that legal? Like, is it like okay to do that?
I don't know.
But even if he's like typing and and say for instance they send emails and she sees that the email that was sent to her has a woman's name.
Yeah.
I mean, the woman is not going, the girl, she ain't a woman. The little girl is not going to let him work at all.
Yep.
Zip.
Well, somebody's got to work. They're gonna have two.
That's
kids.
why she wants him to work in the store with her.
The store is a joke.
Right.
They need to close the damn store.
Well, I mean,
the store is a joke.
Who doesn't want to go to work and make 56 cents a day? I mean, that's rocket science right there. But if he goes to work with her in the store, then she can watch his every freaking move. Yeah. And that's her whole.
That's true. Well, he said that the language barrier is difficult because a lot of people that come there, they don't understand. He doesn't understand what they want. So yeah. I think you nailed it. I think she just wants to watch him. If he's in the house on the phone, she doesn't know what he's doing on the phone. Yeah. And she's in the store. So if he's in the store with her, she can know what he's doing. I think you nailed it. The store, I thought when I first heard it, I was like, oh my God, this is a great idea. They're going to be able to be their own boss, make their own money, take care of their kids. And then when I heard, first of all, she borrowed the money. Bad idea. Yeah. Secondly, that it's not making any money. And instead of them finding a cheaper place to purchase supplies, in her mind, she thinks doubling the labor is going to make it better. Because I was like, that's literally the opposite. I used to manage stores back in the day, and we wanted to cut labor. That was like our main job. Yeah. It was like, how can we make more money with less people? Like, that's what they were motivating us to do from the beginning. They're like, if you can run this place with like half a person, cut the person in half. You know, like that's exactly what they wanted us to do. So I was like, these kids have no idea what they're doing. And the fact that the granddad has like been gone for so long and just left them completely I know they're adults. I don't want to say like left them unattended, but like somebody needs to be watching them. They done got pregnant while he left. Like somebody needs to be watching these kids.
But, you know, a couple of episodes ago, he said, you know, we don't have money for our bills. Can we borrow money from your grandpa? She breaks into tears. No, I can't, blah, blah, blah. But yet you can turn around and borrow $1,100 from your friend, which is a lot of freaking money over there. That's a lot of money. So you borrow that kind of money from a friend so that you can turn around and get pregnant and make 56 cents a day.
I can't.
None of that makes
sense. Wait a minute. If he's saying all that money, the $60,000, okay, from the math, because it ain't mathing, but why is it that they don't have any money left? Because we already know that it didn't take $60,000 to build that house.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that she saved any of the money. No. I think that she was out living her best life with the money before he got there. Like, I think that they built...
So was Jello and pudding and whatever.
Yeah, that's why... So, here's my theory. The $1,100 that she got from Jello and pudding is probably the $1,100 that she gave Jello and pudding from Brandon's money that he gave to her for the house. That's why they were willing to hand it over, because it was already his money. I think that she was giving everybody money. She was walking around like she was Oprah. She was just handing out money to people because he was sending the money faster than she could spend, and she needed all to be gone by the time he got there, because then he would know that she was a scammer. So it all needed to be gone because he needed to believe it went to the house. So I believe that $1,100 was money that she gave her friends with the money left over. So that was why she was able to get it back, because she was like, oh, hey, Judy. So she was like, hey, I need some of that money back that I gave you because we need to open a store or whatever. And they're like, okay, well, it's your money. Or maybe she had her friends holding what was left over. Like, I have a lot of theories. Yeah. But she couldn't have it on hand. Well, so maybe her friends were holding.
I mean, from the way she's talking, you only make, what, 18 cents a day working?
Well, right.
So they would have been working from the time they were born to get $1,100.
Right. No explanation as to where her friends would have gotten $1,100. Exactly. That was my first act. I was like, so they had $1,100 just to hand to you? Like, and in their money, I think it's like $60,000, like in their currency. But if you put it into our currency, it's $1,100 or $1,098 or something. That's a lot of money. So, over there, you could buy like a car over there for that.
$18 a month is 6 cents a day. 1 nickel and 1 penny.
Just close the store. Like, at this point, they're going farther and farther in debt. Every time they go and buy more stuff for the store, you're digging the hole deeper.
And where are you getting the money to buy more shit to sell?
That was my question too. Where
from
was
your
the
profit? I made 11 cents yesterday. I'm gonna go spend $30 and re-up.
What? I have so many questions because we know when he got there, he had like less than $200. So I know that the money is gone.
Yeah.
So exactly, where is the money coming from? She will not ask her grandfather for money. So where exactly is the money?
I don't know, y'all. I still think that her, Pudding and Jello, they are getting money from, they're doing like talking to people online.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're getting money, but she's not going to let Brandon know that.
Wait, what do you mean talking to people online? What are they doing?
Scammers.
Yeah.
They're
Scammers.
like
So her and her friends, it's like a ring. Yeah. It's like a scammer.
Yeah.
Ring. Okay.
Exactly.
She's probably talking to guys, and then you know what I'm saying? Like they're in a relationship or whatever. You know, we already know that she was sneaking off. She was lying to Brandon about that. And then, you know, Pudding Tang and Jello Wang, you know that they probably doing the same thing. So they got something going on.
And Push Pop's the ringleader.
I mean, I'm not putting nothing past her. So let's talk about this bootleg proposal that he did in the store where he didn't plan it out. He bought a ring that appeared to be like 5 sizes bigger than her finger. And he was like, I'm getting cold feet, and I don't know if I want to do this. And the look, I don't know if you guys remember, but Rose and Ed, when they were on the show, when Ed would compliment her, she would give him the most disgusted, I'm going to vomit on you look. Yeah. This is the look that Mary gave Brandon when he was like, do you want to marry me? And she was just like the thought of it, she was just like, oh, I'm going to vomit.
So
and I was like,
first of all, he says, I didn't rehearse this. How freaking hard is it to say, will you marry me? You don't have to rehearse that, number one. And number two, he said he got that ring in the United States before he came. I think that ring's stolen. Otherwise, he would have had that shit sized. But you can't have it sized if you stole it.
Or either it's one of those, or either it's one of those out the them candy thingamajiggers, like a
Yep.
You can't have them size neither.
It was engraved with something. I think it said, I am enough.
You are enough. Or
you are enough. Or I am enough.
Or you are enough. Yeah.
I don't know. This whole thing was weird. And it's like, why was he going to propose her? Because even she said, she's like, why are you doing it right now? She was like, nothing is going well. She's like, you don't help me with anything. He doesn't. She wants him to do chores. It's funny because.
Did you feel like the you're enough thing on the engraving, that was something he pulled out of his ass? Because she didn't understand it when he said it. He's like, it says you're enough. And she's like, and then in his ITM in the moment, you know, conversation with the camera, he's like, well, I did that because we fight and we overthink, and then we always say I'm not good enough. So it's just that you're
saying it probably doesn't even say that because it's probably in English. So you're saying he just said whatever.
I think that whatever it was already engraved when he stole it or bought it at the pawn shop, and he turned it around, making some bullshit up, making it like it's their saying.
I got you. Yeah.
Because if somebody proposed to me with a size 13 ring, I'd be like, you literally know nothing about me.
Yeah. It doesn't take much to ask someone their ring size.
Yeah.
Or you can actually ask someone close to them to get it for you, like if you want it to be a surprise. There's many different ways that people have been able to do this. And it was very.
And 80% of the time, a woman's shoe size is the same as her ring size. So it's not too hard to figure out.
Wait, what? I didn't know that. Is that true?
80% of the time.
Okay. So, Dee Dee, what's your ring size?
Mine is 5 and 6.
What size shoe do you wear?
7.5 to an 8.
Okay, so you're part of the 20%. I didn't know that.
My ring's a size 7, and my shoes are a size 7.
Get out of here. That's crazy. I never knew that.
My daughter.
I didn't know there was a trick to it at all.
daughter wears a size 4 shoe, and she wears a size 4 ring.
Oh wow.
Well, like
So
that with the pants or on the neck or something, that's never worked for me neither. So I'm just
Yeah, that
I'm one of the weirdos, I guess.
yeah. So all I'm saying is, even if it's not spot on,
well,
you can get a
even
general idea.
right. Even if it's a size or a size and a half too big, you can still wear it.
Yeah,
You know?
but instead gave her a whole ass gasket.
Yeah.
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 I was, because when he put it on and he held it up and he's like, oh, there's like a gap. I was like, you could fit another finger in there. You could put 2 fingers. Like, that's not a gap. It's like,
Dude,
this
you got
is
her a bracelet.
right. I just feel like these two need to be supervised, and I'm worried about them. Like, and also the fact that he built this house and no one in her family is taking any initiative to be grateful or show gratitude and help pay for anything or do anything in the household is really strange for me. Because like they went from a house to no house to a brand new house, and instead of being grateful and showing gratitude and saying, hey, you built us this house, you paid for everything, if there's an electric bill, we're going to pay it, or if you're short on money and we need food as a family, we're going to chip in because of what you did for us. Her family looks at it like, if you're hungry, buy your own damn food. If there's an electric bill, you better make sure you're paying it. And it's really interestingly strange to me because it seems very cold-hearted. Like if somebody bought you a house, the least thing that you could do is feed them and do their dishes and maybe do their laundry or pay the light bill. Like I'm not saying nobody should be a slave to nobody, but just show a little bit of gratitude, right?
Yeah, exactly. But can we talk about too that she said that it's not a good time for them to get married, but it's a good time for them to have a baby?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that too.
None of
so,
it.
Brandon is the only one that thinks it's not a good time. She apparently, when he first got there, she wanted to have a baby right away. But again, I think it's because even if she kicks him out and sends him back, he still would be responsible for that baby, right? Isn't that how it works? He would have to send money back. So
well, she wanted to have a baby right away because she was already pregnant with Puddin' Pop's baby. So she had to cover something.
Well, have we seen pictures of this said baby? Have you seen pictures yet?
Not yet.
No, but she was on live TikTok the other day. She kept putting it on mute because the baby was crying in the background.
Oh my God, I want to see what this baby looked like. Because if it's Filipino, you would know, even if it's mixed, because they have very strong facial features. We would know if it's full Filipino or not. Like you wouldn't even have to like have a blood test, or you would just know. Oh, so apparently, TJ, they don't have welfare in the Philippines. Is what she said.
According to Mary, they don't.
Yeah, she said in one of the episodes they don't have it. They said if you don't have money for food or you don't have money for housing, you just don't have. Like she made it seem like in America it was easier.
Certain people in the Philippines do. I
Certain
looked it up.
What do you think is why is it just certain people?
I don't know. I'll have to give you I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about it. It says the primary welfare agency in the country is the Department of Social Welfare and Development. As a government entity, it is mandated to develop social welfare programs to provide technical assistance to local government units in the delivery of vital social welfare services to people. But then it says food stamps are a different part of that, and only certain people qualify for that. And that so food stamps in the Philippines didn't actually start until July of 2023 in the Philippines. So they didn't.
That's like 2 months ago.
Yeah. So they didn't used to have it. I mean, they can still get welfare, but they didn't used to have food stamps until here recently. So I'm sure that, I don't know, maybe they make too much.
I wonder if it has to do with the fact that a lot of people grow their own food.
Possibly.
Because a lot of people in the Philippines, they do have their own animals and grow their own food. Because I learned that watching the show, watching people from the European countries, a lot of their families had like their own farm their own animals. You know, when we watched David and Annie, David had to buy some water buffalo to go with their animals and their farm. And what country was that? That was Thailand.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know a lot of people over in the European, they do grow their own food. So I wonder if, like over in America, we don't grow our own food. So if you don't have a way to buy food, you probably would starve to death. It is a little different. So I wonder
But
if
I'm thinking too, Cara, are me and you still on the same page? That she is did the pregnancy or whatever, because you know on next week it shows that she's telling him to go back to the United States, thinking that he will support her financially because of the baby, whether it's his or not, because he's too dumb to realize if it is or not.
Oh, you're saying that he would leave before the baby's born so he wouldn't know the difference.
Yes.
I get what you're saying now. So if he thinks it's his baby and then she's like, hey, go back to where you came from, send me money every month, he wouldn't know the difference. She could literally send a picture of any baby to him and say it's her. Right, I get it. I see what you're saying.
Yep.
That would make sense, because if he was gone and if he left before she was showing, she wouldn't even have to have been pregnant at all. But I'm pretty sure she was, though, right? Because we've seen pictures and videos of her actually pregnant. I'm pretty sure she was.
She definitely had a baby.
Yeah, there was a baby crying in the background. She kept muting it out because the baby was crying.
Aw, I want to see the baby, but also I want to see who it's for.
I
have ulterior motives. I want to see it, but I also want to see who it looks like. Yeah. Because if she's pregnant, if she's pregnant again, you know, is it Brandon's this time around either? You know, like I have so many questions. I want to.
Maybe not.
I know. I feel like
she's got to work off that loan.
The $1,100 loan. Yeah, that's a lot of money. And at 56 cents a day, I don't even want to do the math at how long. She'd just be dead, right? You'd just be dead. Right. You wouldn't pay it off. There's no chance. There's no way. That's why I think it had to have been. Oh, Judy said that they probably can't get welfare because they live in a house that they own. Because I think I know in America, don't they go by assets? Like if you own things, that makes you more wealthier than other people.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That's true. But that would also be discriminatory.
Oh my gosh, second baby will look like Ed. Oh my gosh.
It might be Ed's at this point. We don't know.
It could be.
I mean, it might be Riley's.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, Shabuti says it seems like Sheila's store is better. You're right. Sheila has a better store. Sheila and David have sense in their head, right? Also, David works 85 hours a week. So they have enough sense to know they don't even have a baby. Yeah. Like, well, not together. They have enough sense to know that they got to get their ass together and work and take care of this baby. Brandon is like, I'm just going to play video games until like 3 p.m. because I'm worried about the baby. I'm like, yeah, that's going to help the situation. Yep. That's going to help. Like, doing absolutely nothing to prevent your problems from getting worse has to be the definition of a crazy person, right? Like, doing absolutely nothing. You're like, maybe my problems will go away if I just ignore them. Like, pretend like they're not there. Do absolutely nothing to counteract the effect of my issues. They'll just go away. I feel like there's a therapist at home throwing shit at their phone right now. Like, stop saying that. That's completely wrong. Okay, hey, Kelly.
Can we switch to last resort now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's switch to last resort. I think we're done. Yeah, we were at an hour. So, yeah, we're done with this one. So this is it for the other way. We're going to switch over to the last resort. But we've been on live for an hour, so we have to end this live and start a new live in order for us to go on for the last resort, because it's going to eventually cut us off. Who knows where, like in the middle of it. So, guys, grab a drink, grab a snack. We're going to come right back because we need to talk about Angela and her American flag bathing suit and all of the other stuff that happened on the last resort. So thanks for joining us for the other way. Sorry we're a day late and $1 short. It was my fault. I promise it won't happen again. I promise. Thanks to Dee Dee and Cara for joining me. They're tagged in this video. You have to tag them. They're my dream team, and they're going to be your dream team too. So start following them right now. And we're going to be back with the last resort. And follow me too at George Mossey on all social media platforms and georgemossey.com. And anywhere you get your podcast, type in the George Mossey Show. And we are going to be right back. So grab a drink, grab a snack. It's going to be really quick. We'll talk to you guys really soon.
I'm back, Kelly. We'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.